TPUSA is shitty as hell. The fact these people chose to do an interview on Candace Owens' husband's birthday without even texting her is wild. She had to find out on X. She even offered to cancel her own show to go on theirs. The fact they don't want to do it virtually sounds suspicious, especially with the threats on her life. On top of that, she says all the money can go to TPUSA, and what do they say? We're continuing without Candace. No response to the 12 TPUSA lies she listed. All they have is, she's just crazy. And now they're getting ratioed in every single reply. Former employees are now coming out revealing the toxic culture inside. These people are terrified, and TPUSA keeps embarrassing themselves. And then the ultimate gaslighting of, we're not booking a guest. We never said we were. Candace was given the opportunity, and she didn't decline. And the reason they gave for not responding to her? We hoped it all would just go away. Honestly, it's probably the only truthful thing they've said since Charlie Kirk was taken out. Candace Owens isn't destroying Charlie Kirk's legacy. The unfolding drama between Candace Owens and TPUSA has become one of the most bizarre and revealing spectacles in the realm of right-wing political entertainment. Whether someone likes or dislikes any of the parties involved, the situation has laid bare something deeper, a culture of mismanagement, ego clashes, and a brand-obsessed organization that seems more concerned with optics than with honesty, professionalism, or even basic courtesy. And the moment you start looking at the chain of events, at least as presented by Owens and amplified by the public response, it becomes increasingly hard to deny that something inside TPUSA is rotting. Start with the simplest, most human part. The fact that Owens reportedly discovered the interview request, scheduled of all days on her husband's birthday, by stumbling upon it on social media. Not a text, not a call, not a, hey, are you available? Nothing. Just a public post. By itself, that move is strange enough. But what makes it truly wild is that Owens went out of her way to accommodate them anyway. She didn't just say she was free. She apparently offered to cancel her own show to appear on theirs. This is someone saying, I'm here. Let's talk. Let's do this on your platform. In any normal media ecosystem, an organization would leap at that offer. But not TPUSA. Instead, they insisted it couldn't be virtual. Why? They never gave a real explanation, at least none that satisfies the very obvious question of why an in-person interview is so essential that they'd rather scuttle the entire opportunity to adapt. And when you add in the context Owens mentioned, ongoing threats to her safety, TPUSA's posture starts to look less like logistics and more like strategy. The refusal to consider remote recording feels less like a preference and more like a constraint placed for reasons they don't want to say out loud. Then comes the money issue. Owens reportedly told them that if they wanted the interview, they could have her for free, monetization and revenue included, all proceeds straight to TPUSA. That's an extraordinary concession, especially when you consider how much traffic a contentious, high-profile interview would generate. But even that wasn't enough. Despite having every opportunity to clarify, adjust, or negotiate, TPUSA simply declared they would be continuing without Candace. They acted as though she was never part of the conversation. And when she publicly listed 12 specific claims or grievances, 12 points that deserved, at the minimum, a response, they offered none. Not a rebuttal, not a clarification, not even a token PR line. Their entire defense seemed to collapse into one crude, lazy dismissal. She's just crazy. And now they're getting ratioed in every single reply. Former employees are now coming out revealing the toxic culture inside. These people are terrified, and TPUSA keeps embarrassing themselves. And then the ultimate gaslighting of, we're not booking a guest. We never said we were. Candace was given the opportunity, and she didn't decline. And the reason they gave for not responding to her? We hoped it all would just go away. Honestly, it's probably the only truthful thing they've said since Charlie Kirk was taken out. Candace Owens isn't destroying Charlie Kirk's legacy. If anything, the organization's behavior is doing that on their own. Kick spent years building TPUSA into a brand built on confrontation, culture war brashness, and the aura of a confident youth movement. But now when confronted by one of their own former stars, they seem incapable of the very thing they preach: debate, transparency, ideological courage. Instead, TPUSA is stumbling. They are hemorrhaging credibility in real time, one ratioed post at a time. They are scrambling to adjust narratives after the fact, trying to retcon their own words while audiences screenshot everything. They're desperately attempting to frame this as a Candace problem, but the longer the saga drags on, the clearer it becomes that the panic is internal. An organization that truly believed in its innocence would act decisively. An organization with nothing to hide would speak plainly. An organization confident in its leadership would not be startled into retreat by the criticisms of one former host. Owens is not single-handedly dismantling TPUSA. She is merely exposing cracks that were already there. Cracks made of ego, miscommunication, opportunism, and an inability to handle dissent from within. The spectacle might be dramatic, even entertaining for outsiders, but it also feels like a case study in what happens when branding triumphs over integrity, when loyalty is demanded rather than earned, and when organizations build their identities around personalities instead of principles. What's happening now isn't the destruction of a legacy, it's the unveiling of what that legacy always contained.